Hey guys, hope you're all doing well out there. Today we're going to talk a little bit about learning guitar. If you're just getting into playing, you probably know it's quite a daunting prospect. I mean, there's a load of things to learn, and sometimes it's just really hard to even know where to start. So in this video we're going to talk about the beginner's guitar checklist. We're going to cover 8 tips to get you started right now with playing guitar. Tip number 1, learn your basic chords. I would recommend learning the following 9 chords. E minor, E major, A major, A minor, D major, D minor, C major, G major, and F major. That last one is a little tricky, but if you can learn those 9 chords, you've got a good foundation there to start learning a bunch of songs. Tip number 2, learn a bunch of classic riffs. If you learn riffs from all the greats, you're going to learn a lot for yourself. You're going to learn not only how to play better, but you're also going to get a good insight as to how songwriting works. These riffs are big for a reason. So here's a few that I'd recommend. Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. Sunshine of Your Love by Cream. Highway to Hell by AC/DC. By learning a few of those classics, you're going to get your fingers going, and you're also going to be able to play some songs people recognize. It's always a great start to get some classic riffs under your fingers. Tip number 3, work on your finger dexterity. The more complex things you learn, the more the fretting hand is going to have to do. Use this simple exercise to get your fingers moving. Start on the 5th fret of the high E string with your first finger. Then using your middle finger, play the 6th fret, but don't lift the first finger. Then get your 3rd finger onto the 7th fret of the high E, and your little finger onto the 8th fret. And then you can start to move this exercise down the strings. This is a great way to start integrating all 4 fingers on your fretting hand, and your little finger is the hardest one to train, so the sooner you get started on that, the better. Tip number 4, practice with a metronome. You can get metronomes on your phone, you can get them on your computer, and you can find them all over the place. But the important thing is you practice with one. A metronome will give you a predetermined timing to play along with. So I've got my metronome set to 100 beats per minute. I'm going to do that same exercise you just saw, but I'm going to play 1 note for every click. It's going to sound like this. A metronome will help you get your sense of timing intact, and when you're ready, you can bump the tempo up. So here's that again at a very generous 160 beats per minute. Now obviously don't make any extreme jumps like that, but go up in small increments. It's a great way to tighten up your playing and really nail the coordination between your left and right hands. Tip number 5, think about rhythm. Now that you've learned a bunch of basic chords, think about how to break them down. Learn about what makes rhythm. Once again, you can use your metronome for this. So learn the makeup of rhythm. Start with whole notes. A whole note is when you play a single strum or pick a note and it lasts for the duration of the 4-beat bar. It's going to sound like this. A half note is when we split that in half, so we've got a strum lasting for 2 beats, each one is half a bar long. A quarter note is when we split the bar into 4, so this is 1 per beat. And an eighth note is when we split each beat in half, so we're doing 2 on every single beat. A Tip number 6, get into alternate strumming and alternate picking. Now you'll have noticed that when I was talking about eighth notes, I was strumming down on the beat and up on the in-between. So get used to doing this. Play along with your metronome, strum down and up. Get used to that fluid motion in the hand. Also apply this to the 4-note picking exercise we did. So instead of picking every note down, pick every other note up. So it'll go like this. Tip number 7, set yourself goals. Have a think about what your goals are as a player. How far do you want to go? Do you want to play at a professional level? If so, what do you need to achieve to get there? Getting good at guitar is all about having manageable goals that you can work towards. So for now, as a new player, your goal may just be, I want to learn my favorite song. So write down what your favorite song is. Look at what goes into it. What chords do you need to know? What techniques do you need to know? This gives you a roadmap to practice and things to work on to hit your goal. Once you get to that goal, then what's the next goal? And what's the goal after that? You'll always keep learning with guitar, but having manageable goals and steps along the way to hit will really guide you along the way. Tip number 8, just listen to loads of music. Listen to loads of new artists. You may only like one thing, but playing guitar will expose you to loads of new things. So spend time going down that rabbit hole. Listen to your favorite artists, and dig as far back as you can through the history of music. Listen to styles of music you'd never even consider listening to, just to hear what those guitar players are doing. The more you listen to and the more you absorb, the more it's going to benefit you further down the line. So don't be afraid of digging in to new things that you may not have already checked out. It's such a big world out there for music. So really just, get stuck into it and see what's out there. You may even surprise yourself and find some really cool things that you'd never have listened to otherwise. And just one more for the road, we'll do a bonus tip. Have fun. That's ultimately why everyone starts playing. No one starts playing just to become a professional musician or to work in the music industry. Everyone starts playing because they want to play and enjoy it. Everyone starts to have fun. So don't lose sight of that. There's going to be plenty of times along the journey where you're learning things and it's going to drive you crazy. There's going to be things that you can't do and days where you just don't want to play. But don't worry, those will go away. As long as you keep having fun. You really have to enjoy the process. If you have a bad day with it, don't worry, just let that go. You're going to have days where you can't play anything right, or days where you just feel like you've hit a bit of a wall and you're just going to feel frustrated and stressed out. Don't worry, those days will pass. Just remember to keep enjoying it. Remember why you started and just enjoy the process of learning, creating and hitting your goals. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope these tips help you on the road to become a great guitar player. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button and please let me know in the comments how you've gotten on with some of these tips. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.